The following is a presentation of the ForceCenter podcast feed.
As Obi-Wan Kenobi once said, hello there, and welcome to Databank Brawl, the podcast where we learn about Star Wars characters, discuss them, share our feelings about those characters, and then make them fight for our amusement, and hopefully yours too. I am your host. My name is Joseph Scrimshaw. With me, as always, is Ken Napzok.
Happy to be here, sir, drinking some water because my weekend was rough.
Yeah, I had a few drinks at old California Adventures in Disneyland this weekend, so yep. And we're recording a little bit earlier, but as always, if we don't have whiskey, we have an even better guest. We have Jennifer Landa.
Hello, I'm happy to be here. Just stand in for whiskey.
That is not why you're here.
No,
That's just an awkward segue that I shouldn't do again. But if you are listening and you enjoy having a sip of whiskey, please have one for us. And then check out the new t-shirt that the great designer Brian Ward designed for us, which features a Jedi with a drink of whiskey for its head.
Awesome.
Just a thing of great beauty that now exists in this galaxy, and that's on our TeePublic store. So we're going to get into this pretty quickly. I wanted to say I've got some fun plans for once all the solo Star Wars Story premiere passes. They've got some characters up on Databank, but they'll get some even more ones. I got some fun plans of a different means of attack at experiencing some of the new solo characters.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
In the lead up to that, we are still dealing with some of the wonderful weirdos that we've been introduced to recently, and that is going to be our first combatant. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Pen
Excellent.
in hand.
Here we go. Our first combatant was requested on Twitter, and it is a great choice. It is Ubbla Mollbro. U-B-B-L-A.
U-B-B-L-A.
Mollbro. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta leave even more
my
space for the
gosh.
noises of discovery.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy.
Here's what StarWars.com Databank has, and then we will discuss good old Ubbla. A boisterous Zydek opera singer, Ubbla Mollbro braves the scorn of Canto Bite's old money elite while on a quest to find a suitable hatching partner. With her well-maintained egg sacs, in inimitable sense of style, how can Ubbla fail?
Oh my gosh.
This is the raciest entry I've ever, just the sexiest entry ever on Databank.
And so what's funny is on Wikipedia, normally they repeat a little bit what's on the databank and have some other stuff. And no, this has none of that.
It has
No.
nothing about her well-maintained egg sacs?
Sub article was a famous and boisterous female Zydek opera singer was present at the Canto Bite Casino in 34 ABY. That's it.
That's it.
That's
That's
Why?
all.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. And honestly, I read that whole Canto Bite book. I'm sure she was mentioned because almost all of the prominent characters were at least mentioned. But I don't know I don't remember if I lost my mind. And there's a whole story about Ubbla trying to get her hatching partner.
Oh, that's graphic.
Hatching.
That's really graphic.
It's really graphic.
Egg
Goodness.
sex?
Those are
Oh.
well-maintained egg sacs.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of judgment there, too.
Oh my.
So much.
Yeah, there's a lot going on for people who have not caught up. This is the alien who does the operatic singing as the Fathiers race through, right? Just exactly like that. Ken, what do we have for stats? Are there any stats on Wikipedia?
Nope. Female Zydek eye color, mint. I can give you that. Mint.
Mint eyes. Well, that will be
Yep.
important in our combat, I'm sure.
Yep.
Nothing about the circumference of her egg sacs?
Nothing. Forearms, bulbous body with the egg sacs, a very nice low cut, I might add, low cut gown, and hair that kind of reaches to the sky, almost like a beehive hairdo.
Okay. Jennifer, can you give, for people who are maybe listening in their cars, a nice juicy description?
No, juicy. No, not juicy. Oh gosh.
A clean, detailed...
Oh, how do I just? It looks like boils. Her egg sacs.
It does.
They're just gross looking. There's no other way to describe. It looks like they're filled with pus. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. Well, like
If you're driving, you're crashing.
there's two large egg sacs, which are supposed to be, I think, large bosoms. But then below it, there's many more, which I guess, they could look like fleshy colored water balloons. How about that? That's
Okay.
more G-rated. But there's a lot of egg sacs. A lot.
Now, would you look at them and have a judgment about whether or not they were well maintained?
They look like she needs a hatching partner soon because it looks like she's ready. They look like they're gonna burst.
And I forget what her actual face is like. You got her picture pulled up there.
She kind of looks like the female gremlin.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's kind of Bride of Frankenstein hair.
Yeah. Which is like gray, but kind of it looks like the consistency of a cotton ball that you stretch out.
Yep.
Yeah, and a little bit of a snout, right? That face?
A little bit of a
little
snout.
Yeah.
Kind of. She has like a key. What is that on her forehead?
It almost looks like a key insignia,
Keyhole.
like a keyhole in her forehead.
Yeah.
Is that
Is that where some of the air comes out when she's singing, maybe?
Oh, maybe. Okay,
maybe.
so... Jeez.
Yeah.
She has nice lips.
Let's all go around and say something nice about Ubbla.
Yeah, and I love her. I love her kind of cape dress thing.
She's got a great voice.
It's an amazing
great
voice. That
voice.
hair is great. Yeah.
And I
yeah.
like that she's confident.
Yeah.
She's very confident.
She's got it on display and she's working it.
Yeah.
Oh, but did you guys notice her hands?
No.
Yes.
Look at that. They're like
They're
pinchers.
they're pinchers.
Oh,
From
yeah.
a distance, they look like hooves, but longer. But they're pinchers.
So that's the life that this sentient being lives, made of egg sacs that could burst, and then pincers for hands.
Ooh.
4 of them.
4 of them.
4 of them.
4 of them.
Wowzers.
And we don't really know the feet situation, do we?
No, I don't know the feet situation. I'm gonna look. Look.
Ubbla?
Ubbla
Oh, here's-
Mollbro.
Whoa! Look at
Mollbro.
the feet. Look at the feet. They're like little balloons.
It's like the egg sacs go all the way down to the floor.
visual. Oh, yeah. So she just shuffles about, shambles around on her. And you got a little bit of text there from the visual dictionary.
Yeah.
Is that in reinforcing into this story?
Disdainfully called, quote, new money by the ultra wealthy, Ubbla Mollbro doesn't let that stop her making an entrance. This boisterous, egg-laden, Zedek, opera singer is eager to find a hatching partner.
Okay, so this is coming from the visual dictionary.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I like that detail that they don't like new money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
No, sir.
pulled herself up by her egg sacs and became a famous opera singer.
Love that.
Oh, and she's wearing a self-spun web chiffon drape.
Oh, self-spun. That's
Yeah.
important because now we know that she is a real go-getter.
Yeah.
She
New
takes care of
money.
business.
I like the new money thing.
Yeah.
me too.
All right. Any feelings about this character besides slight revulsion at her well-maintained egg sacs?
Going into Last Jedi, I was looking forward to Canto Bight, as you know, and
Yeah.
I think that it's my least favorite sequence of the movie, only because I didn't get to spend enough time in the world there that they created. And this was going into it was like, oh, interesting, an opera singer type. The look right away, you get
Yeah.
it, right? And then on screen, I was like, that's what she was used for. Okay, wasn't my favorite moment in The Last Jedi,
Okay.
in a movie that I love. Not my favorite moment, but I get the design. I get what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Jennifer?
Yeah, isn't there a moment where Finn takes a second glance at her?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Where he's kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, wait. But yeah, I thought that it was quite funny. And I did enjoy that moment where, "Wah!" That was great.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's a fun, it's fun.
She could have been used maybe better.
I mean, I don't know. Did I want to see her singing? I don't know. Like an actual
Oh.
performance, maybe.
That'd been fun.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I like that. That she was like the Cy Snoodles of the casino.
Oh, there you go.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah, and then you got that band where we see them briefly with the
Yes.
the horn sax.
Yeah.
It's all sax on Canto Bight.
A lot of sax.
A lot of sax.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I feel like I come down on liking that moment with Ubbla because I agree with you that for me, Canto Bight is the flattest part of The Last
Yeah.
Jedi because I wanted to spend more time. I would have loved the little brief scene where somebody's yelling at her for being new money and you get a little bit of that elitism. I wanted to see the elitism more. And for me, in The Father Chase, it's just such a defined moment, and it is a moment that takes a hard stand of like, Star Wars is always going to have wacky humor.
Yeah.
Some of us are always going to feel like, yeah, we don't like some of those moments of wacky humor. But I like just how clear and definitive it is. It's an opera lady. She looks like Margaret Dumont from the Marx Brothers movie, and she makes an opera noise. It's at least defined and specific.
Right.
Yes.
So I like it for that. Anyway, moving on, because we're going to spend plenty of time with Ubbla, to our next combatant. Our next combatant has been on my list for a long time. I was like, who is the right partner? And then I just thought it fit well noise-wise. So our next combatant is going to be Oola. It's Ubbla versus Oola.
Oh, my
It's
goodness.
practically a Paul McCartney song, this episode.
Oh, my goodness.
Ubbla versus Oola. Here is what StarWars.com has to say about Oola. A green-skinned Twi'lek, Oola was one of Jabba's slaves, forced to dance for the Hutt's pleasure. When Oola resisted Jabba's orders one time too many, the cruel Hutt dropped her into the Rancor's cave beneath his throne room, a one-way trip taken by many who no longer pleased the crime lord. And I think Star Wars fans generally know Oola. Oola's a pretty distinctive minor character in the whole Star Wars oeuvre. But Ken, what does Wikipedia have?
Oh, well, we have, let's see, I'm just making sure I don't repeat too much of what you said. Yeah, Oola performed a dance for Jabba, enraptured. Jabba attempted to pull Oola closer to him. She struggled, and Jabba dropped her through a trapdoor where she was eaten by his pet Rancor, which we know now is Patissa, I think is the name of it. There is...
You can always tell when we're studying for the trivia.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm impressed.
So, all right, so I'm in the canon tab. So she was, so I want to clarify, this is what's considered canon now. Born to a clan chieftain on her species' homeworld of Ryloth, green Twi'lek, around that time, yeah. Okay, so there's nothing...
There's no more details?
Details, because I know, didn't in the Tales from Jabba's Palace, whatever, like her and a friend came to Tatooine for stardom.
That sounds familiar,
and they were like, the Bib Fortuna came and took them back, and Luke tried to free them or something. They didn't listen to Luke or some kind of... I didn't read the story. Don't mean to disrespect for people who love the Tales of Jabba's Palace. That is no longer canon.
Nope.
Right.
Nope.
She could appear and figure it out, or if we can figure out her story elsewhere. Femi Taylor, of course, portrayed her in Return of the Jedi, and again in the special editions. You can see an interesting interview with her on YouTube on Jamie Stangroom's page.
Oh, cool.
He catches up with her current, and she could probably play the role now.
Yeah, bring her back for
Yeah.
episode 9. Femi Taylor for episode 9.
Yeah, she was a dancer. So height 1.6 meters, eye color black, screen color green, as we discussed.
Yeah. You have any other details about her appearance? You always give us a little bit more insight into clothing, Jennifer.
Yeah, I mean, she's wearing a very skimpy outfit. I don't even know. It's kind of like I don't know what you would call that. You know who's worn something similar is Borat. It's like a leotard, but it's very open.
There's a Borat reference here on ForceCenter.
For just a second, I was like, Borat? What Star Wars character?
I was
Borat.
like,
Right, yeah, no.
I was like, was he in Rogue One? Yeah,
Yes.
Remember
It's
that
a
character who
Rogue One.
said, my wife in Rogue One? Yeah, Borat.
Yeah, and I believe, if I remember correctly, my memory about, like, she had, like, fishnet kind of, I don't know, like, pants. I don't want to call them pants because Joseph just almost fell off his stool. They're not pants.
Yeah, no.
They're
Yeah.
like thigh highs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very skimpy outfit.
Well, what's interesting about that, and here you're right, it's a very skimpy, sexualized character, slave girl, right? It's
Yeah.
also what Leia has, right?
Right.
How did that translated into female Twi'leks all over the galaxy dressed like that?
Oh, yeah.
She is
Until we get to Hera, who's like, no, I'm going to fight. I'm ready for battle.
Yeah, I mean, we get some in the books, right? But that's
Yeah.
around the same time as Hera.
Yeah.
But yeah, she is sort of ground zero for Twi'leks becoming the sexy alien, and I think existed that way in
Yeah.
Star Wars lore until canon reboot, mostly.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there might be something in expanded universe legends that I'm not aware of.
Right.
Great tough Twilight characters.
I mean, it's really revealing. Look at that.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
really
I do,
revealing. I never realized that as a child.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'll
I
tell
don't
you
wanna
what.
dwell on it, but yeah.
I did.
Oh, you guys. Sure, right.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, without getting into like joking, like you can't help it when it's like you're a little kid who is attracted to women.
Right.
Hey, Star Wars, what?
Yeah.
It's hard not to notice.
I had such a different experience. To me, she just looked like a dancer from, I took jazz as a child. So she just looked like the older dancers in the other class.
Yeah.
They wore skimpy outfits too. Not like this.
Well, having also been raised on the Saturday Night Fever sequel "Staying Alive," which was a favorite of my mom's because she used to be a dancer, and so she would have that on VHS in the background. I always thought they were similar costuming, Finola Hughes and.
This week's episodes is just making it seem like you lived in the most sexually charged home, full of beautiful dancers on your VHS, and your mom walking around going, "God, Billy D. Williams is handsome."
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
What was it? It was the most conservative button-down house in the world. Interesting note here, and I don't know. I'm going to try to find the source here. Just an interview. It's an interview on the Force.net. Okay, with Femi Taylor. An interview with Force.net a while ago. She says, during the early development of Return of the Jedi, Oola was meant to have a major part in the scenes at Jabba's palace because her fate was not to be eaten by the Rancor. Instead, Oola was to survive and escape from Jabba's palace. Although director Richard Marquand storyboarded the sequence of Oola's escape, it was cut due to budget constraints, so the character's role was considerably reduced as well as her fate. I've never heard that one. Not saying she's wrong or anything. I'd love to see a little bit more of that. That's interesting.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah.
Been powerful. So let's talk a little bit about how we feel about Oola as a character. Jennifer, you have this relationship with, like, you saw her as a dancer, and I know you have dancer in your background as well.
Yeah, I loved Oola, and I felt so sorry for her. You know, she was just chasing stardom, and like a lot of Hollywood tales, you know, she rejected Jabba's advances and basically got screwed, got killed. Very sad tale. But I loved her. I thought she was a wonderful dancer.
I wouldn't mind seeing like an True Hollywood story on.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
There's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah. Ken, how do you feel about Oola these days?
These days, it's a fun little side note character. You know, I wouldn't mind a new canon version of how she got to this tragic spot here. It'd probably be about the same. I imagine you wouldn't see it change, nor would I want it to be too changed. That she, you know, maybe got wrapped up in something she didn't expect and got into some trouble, and it ends badly. Versus just being abducted or something like that. I mean, some kind of version of it might be interesting because the Max Rebo band's got an interesting non-canon story too.
Yeah,
wouldn't mind. So nowadays, where it stands, she's just an interesting side note character. But yes, as a kid, you admit it was part of okay. I think I liked some of that stuff. Yeah, it was there. It was an interesting and the Rancor sequence terrified me.
Oh,
yeah.
That and Large Marge were the biggest, scariest things in my childhood. And that Rancor coming out to eat her, I always felt bad.
She plays the terror well. She's a good actor. I always thought that like the actual dance was so cool to see. Like, oh wow, they're really dancing. She's a great dancer. And now I'm just kind of fascinated with the character by the place that she holds in Star Wars history, because it did start this whole Twilight thing. It brings up those questions of, and I know there's been some versions of Jabba where it's like other Hutts consider him deviant because he likes non-Hutt,
relations.
Yeah, non-Hutt relations and all that, and how it just kind of Star Wars. I'll say this, and we'll get back to the fun. Star Wars has this weird magic where it can do really weird things, and people are like, Star Wars, it's a fun movie. I took my kids to the movie where the crime lord murders his sex slave.
Right.
Yay, Star Wars. It's a weird and I think ultimately good thing that Star Wars is a place where more difficult things can happen, and it can be, possibility for learning.
Right.
But that learning part of Star Wars is going to end right now because we are going to fight.
Oof.
So, as always, we like to have the character matches happen at a time that makes sense. But you know what? I'm gonna go crazy here.
Okay.
I'm gonna defy canon. I think it would be a fun story if we decided that Oola did indeed escape the Rancor.
Okay.
And that this happens post Return of the Jedi. I think Oola deserves that respect.
I like that. I like that notion that maybe what we thought they were all staring at down there was some kind of weird distraction, and they just didn't want to focus on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Or like maybe the rank guard, took a bite. Maybe she's got a bionic arm, but bionic arm, a mechno arm, I believe
Mechno
is
arm, yeah.
they're technically called. I just realized. Researching. So yeah, I like the idea that maybe she's a little worse for wear. Maybe it's a little bit after Return of the Jedi because we don't know exactly. We assume Ubbla's a little bit older because of this very judgmental, well-maintained XX
Yes.
line.
Right.
So Jennifer, do you have a sense of like around when or maybe where you would like this fight to happen?
I'm going to say it is before The Last Jedi, right? But I feel like it's got to be a place that's luxurious.
Yeah.
So if it's not the Canto Bight Casino, then it needs to be someplace like that. In some ways, these are two entertainers.
Right.
So it could be a bar, a cantina of some sort.
Okay.
Ken?
Here's, let's say, 15 years after the events of Return of the Jedi,
Nice.
right?
Okay.
Oola would look the same. We saw Femi Taylor about 15, 17 years after she comes back and in great shape. So Oola's still a dancer. She's still working it. She's got some with a mechno arm, you said?
Mechno arm,
Okay.
yeah.
She's still got her legs, still got her feet, got a mechno arm. And I submit that maybe this takes place on Hosnian Prime, which is about to become the center of the galaxy.
Yeah.
In the New Republic, and it's like a suburb. It's like Santa Clarita, 15 years ago. Go get some land, open up a bar because people are moving to the suburbs. Well, they're moving to Hosnian Prime, and I think there's a nude nightclub that's beginning, and there's auditions for the entertainment.
You said new, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you
just a
said
second, I think you
nude.
said a nude night.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, okay.
Like Santa Clarita's famous for.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
so yes, I think that's where I'm going.
Okay,
A
I like
new
this.
nightclub.
I like this. In fact, I'm gonna say that Oola, in fact, owns this.
She owns it. I like it.
Yeah,
I like that.
She worked her way up as a dancer. She bought it, and she is basically putting on a Star Wars version, just of like an American Idol competition.
Whoa.
Perfect.
That it's like
Okay.
a singing competition. Can you find the galaxy's next big entertainment sensation?
Celebrity judges.
Oh, yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
All sorts of celebrity judges. Super famous people in the
Yeah.
galaxy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think that Ubbla, she doesn't have her money yet. She has her talent
Right.
and her aging egg sacs already. She's already been around the galaxy for a while, and she's like, I am going to make something of myself. This is not a place where like, oh, I need to apply for a job. It's like, I can go there and I can pull myself up by my egg sacs, as we know she is wont to do.
I could do this.
She can be a self-made Zydek.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's the situation.
Okay.
So I think Oola maybe opens the show with an amazing dance. I think
Okay.
it features the abilities of her mechno arm. I think there's a part of the dance where she's just bouncing on her mechno arm and doing all sorts of amazing kicks.
I love it. Yeah.
And she flips and bows, and her leku fly through the air elegantly, and she
People are clapping.
just snaps
Yeah.
into position. It's like, hello, I am Oola, and welcome to Next Galactic Sensation.
Love it. Love it.
Next galactic
Next
sensation.
galactic sensation. Your judges today are Lando Calrissian.
Exactly. Yes.
We've got, I was going to say Cy Noodles, but she probably didn't survive.
Okay, so we have
Lando, we need 3, right?
I think
Right.
9 Num, why not?
Lando and 9 Num,
Okay.
heroes of the Galactic Civil War.
Okay.
The people who blew up the second Death Star, so it even has that light level of celebrity. They're not Luke Skywalker. They didn't blow up
Right.
the first Death Star,
Yeah.
but they blew up the second Death Star.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then we need another actual performer who truly knows their stuff. So, what do you think, Figrin Dan?
Figrin Dan,
Okay.
that's a great idea.
Figrin Dan. So we have a wonderful celebrity panel. Oola announces this celebrity panel like, here to judge you and change your very destiny. It is Lando Calrissian, who is a great guy who could have maybe helped me out in Jabba's palace. I now know that he was there when Jabba the Hutt, vile crime lord, tried to murder me. That's where I lost my arm to the mouth of a Rancor. And he was there and maybe could have done something, but you know what? Bygones are bygones.
Yep.
Also, here is Nine Numb, co-pilot.
Yeah,
Nine
do it,
Numb's
do it,
been
do it.
hitting the bar already. He drinks a lot. That's one of his claims to fame. So look for those judgments, performers. And finally, the great musician, Figrin Dan.
Do 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 do. He's just humming the tune.
Oh, he's just humming the tune. Okay.
He has become very, very, very big on doing his own music a cappella. A cappella Bith Figrin Dan.
Hey.
And then I think, Jennifer, the first contestant right out of the gate
Yeah.
is Ubbla Mollbro. So I think
Okay.
Ubbla is introduced. She walks up to the space mic.
Yeah.
What does she sound like when she is simply speaking, not operaticing?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Perfect.
Bith. My name is Ubbla Mollbro, and today I will be performing a special song for all of you.
She kind of like throws her web chiffon self-spun,
Self-spun, yeah.
self-spun cape.
She's already spun it. She's not spinning it on stage right now.
She's not being on on stage. So she's ready, and the spotlight comes on her. And I'm thinking she has some sort of band, right?
Yeah, there's a show band.
Yeah.
They
It's,
get your numbers before the show.
Sudswater, Dilfe, Goforn, I can't
Yeah.
remember. Sudswater from the old Masquerada's Castle.
Yeah,
is there.
Right. Okay, so now she's got to sing her song. Oh,
Yeah.
Lord. All right. It's a short song.
Yeah. Well, she starts singing.
She
Yeah.
starts
Start
singing.
singing,
Okay.
yeah.
And with that, Nine Numb presses the no button.
Oh, no.
Lando's like, oh, okay. Presses the no button, and Figrin Dan just goes, can't have it.
So they all
Three
hit
no's.
the no button. She's not even done. And Oola's like, I'm so sorry, Ubbla.
Yeah.
It's a hard galaxy, and you clearly have chops. But unfortunately, our celebrity judges have said, and I think Ubbla just resists. What does she say?
I'm sorry, I think you all must be mistaken. Let me try again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It turns a little freaky.
Yeah.
And
She refuses to get off stage.
yeah,
Right?
basically, yeah.
And I think she starts like several octaves higher. She starts doing the same routine. And it is at a frequency. Lando feels pain, but only Nine Numb and Figrin Dan can even hear it. But she has figured out the exact right frequency to mess with electronics.
Oh.
So the nose all changed to yes. And she's like, oh, I did it.
Oh, you all are so kind.
She's like a Jedi almost with her power. Right?
With her power.
And Ken, I don't know what you think, but I think Oola's not. I think Oola knows the score, and I think Oola's not having it.
Oola, yeah, because Lando's like, oh, it was a yes, and he starts clapping, and Oola's like runs on stage and is like, no, you had 3 no's, something's going on, you must, and she starts ushering Oola off stage.
No, you're making an usher gesture. Does she
like-
physically make
She,
contact
you
with
must go,
Oobla?
and then Oola refuses.
Wait, Ubbla?
Oola, Oprah, Uma,
Yep.
Ola, Oola, pushes Mollbro
Oh, no.
off stage.
But her legs are not very stable. They're basically like those little sacks.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't even know if she has legs.
Yeah, exactly. And so by Oola pushing Ubbla, she kind of like bounces back like one of those like plastic toys.
like a weeble wobble, wobble thing.
Exactly,
that
the
don't
weeble
fall
wobble
down?
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boing.
Hoobla wobbles, but
And
she
then
don't
kind of-
fall down.
Comes back and accidentally headbutts Oola.
Oh,
wow. Wow. Yeah. Oh my, this is so ugly.
It's an accident, but
Yeah. But Oola is not down with any of this, right? So I think Oola just I think she reels back, and then I think she grabs the space mic and announces to the audience, like, we you may watch if you'd like, but we are going to have a brief intermission. In the actual singing competition, the judges may judge this if they'd like, but I do not take anyone physically disrespecting me in my place. I am now going to beat the crap out of Ubbla Mollbro for your entertainment. And then she takes the chord, she swings it like your Axl Rose might do back in the 80s.
Yep.
And she lets it go and bam, hits one of Ubla's egg sacs and it explodes.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, that escalated quickly.
Oh,
It really
no.
did.
A lot of little mini Zydex, what are little Zydec oats? I don't know what's in there.
Zydecoats, yes.
I don't know what's going on in there.
Oh, no. They crawl out.
Embryonic
We get to
fluids
decide.
and-
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Skitter out.
no. Well, there wouldn't be.
We're going to have to just decide for ourselves.
They're not formed yet. She's not pregnant, right? So they're not
Right.
little babies. They're
Yeah.
just some science going on in there.
little sparkles.
Yeah, little
Oh, okay.
sparkles.
All right. They're not. Yeah, they're not.
But they could crawl.
Hatch.
They
Yeah.
could-
Oh, yeah.
sparkles
I'm not
that
saying
crawl.
they can't crawl.
Yeah,
Just
right.
saying.
Okay.
Let's leave the mystery of there.
Yeah.
Several sparkling things come out and crawl.
It's
Okay,
messy.
there you go. It's messy.
It's messy. And there's some fluid. Come on. Yeah.
There's
Lando immediately starts retching and is taken out of the fight. You know?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Lando just said, oh, I don't think he quite gets it. I think you get
Yeah.
that, what is now in our galaxy a hackneyed line, but fresh. I mean, I threw up in my mouth a little.
Yes. Yes. Nine Numb just takes a big drink, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
Figure
he-
Dan actually starts clapping.
Oh, yeah,
he
he's pretty
likes it.
entertained by this.
He
Yeah,
starts
he's
humming a little
He
tune.
worked in the Chalmers cantina. He's seen some stuff.
seen some rough stuff. Yeah, yeah, It'll take a lot more than that to get Finger
Oh, it
Dan to
will.
throw up.
Yeah, but
Oh, well.
But Ubbla, I think, maybe doesn't actually understand fully what trouble she is in. I think she is so motivated that she thinks, well, maybe if I win this contest, the fighting contest, I will get money.
Oh, yeah. Make the contest her own. In this
I
Oh, I
think, and I
see.
think she
Okay.
utters some sort of battle statement, Jennifer.
I think that suddenly this act, which she's been putting on with this very high voice, that's not her real voice. It shifts. I'm going to show you what I can do, whether you like it or not. lady."
Oh, yeah.
Figure
And,
Dan just goes.
and I think the pincers go flying, right?
Oh yeah, forgot about the
Yeah,
pincers.
those are violent. There is
Yeah.
just fury in her mint eyes, and those
Yeah.
pincers go flying. Where do the pincers make contact with Oola, or do they?
They do all over. Like some miss, some don't. But yeah, now Ula's got a bunch of cuts and abrasions
Yeah,
on her
'cause
face.
She wasn't ready for this. She was
And her
thinking,
arms, yeah.
she's dealt with Zydax before, and normally you pop an egg sac, that the Zydex stops fighting. But
Yeah, it's one of the things you can count on in the galaxy,
galaxy.
until now.
it's in fact why it's like you haven't heard it in movies, but it's just a really normal statement
Yeah.
of like, you want to fight, end a fight, you go for an egg sac. Just all species say that. It's
Sure.
a phrase.
No, it's
just
just
a saying.
I think the pinchers are flying so feverishly and furiously that she has to take her mechno arm and put it up.
Because the mechno arm goes up and it starts blocking the
Like a
pincers.
shield,
ding,
yeah.
ding, ding, ding. Yeah, and I think at this point, Oola wants to end this fight. I mean,
Yeah.
she needs to win. It's her bar.
This isn't good for her business. Yeah.
No.
So I think she goes to her greatest skill, which is her dance. And I think there is a dance of violence. I think she starts doing all those. We saw all those big spins and kicks, right? You can get a lot of force behind them.
Yes.
So I think she does a big spin that ends in a big kick. I think she does an arabesque that's a big uppercut punch.
Right.
Yep.
Fouette, fouette.
And as
Tourgete, tourgete.
Ubla's pinchers are still flying, and she's doing Ula's doing spins and twists to get out of the way.
Yeah.
It's very almost like a water dance.
Yeah, but Oola is just working Ubla's head, right?
Yeah.
Connecting again and again. there's blood and there's teeth.
Yeah.
This is unfortunate.
Now,
Does
Nine
Ubbla
Numb,
have teeth? Who knows?
Nine Numb and Figure and Dan are now exchanging money.
Right.
Betting on this now.
Who's gonna go?
Lando's still barfing.
Yeah.
Right.
Still containing it all. He likes the finer things, and this is not a finer thing.
No, this is a brawl. A bar brawl.
All right, so Jennifer, I think Ubbla starts to realize that she is truly in trouble, but she is so motivated. She thinks this is her way to change her life circumstances, win this fight, and Oola will give her money. So, what does she do to retaliate?
I think that she tries to incorporate the dance moves of Oola, and she starts to sing. And she tries to make it into a routine
Yes.
while also trying to duck the kicks.
Okay, so she,
Oh,
I
wow.
think she can compress her body a little bit, but she's
little
springy.
bit.
She tries to spring and then bloing, bloing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's bouncing around, and I think she's singing at that high pitch that can alter electronics. And just to cause maximum confusion, she tries to sing at her accidental blaster activation pitch.
Oh my goodness.
And suddenly, Lando feels his trusty sidearm start shooting. And Lando's like, "What?" And his chair tips over, so that now the blasts are flying at the stage. There aren't as many blasters in the galaxy these days.
It's
And Hosnian Prime's a
calmer
nice
time.
calmers. But anybody who has a blaster, you quickly find out, they had a blaster under their dress because suddenly, yeah, just chaos. Chaos reigns.
Yeah.
People are screaming.
Yeah.
Patrons are running.
Figure and Dan's got a little Derringer blaster, a D-Ringer 111.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, it starts blasting off to what's going on? Everyone's stuck and it's chaos.
Right.
Yeah. So is this taking Oola off her game, Ken?
Oh, yeah, Oola's a little freaked out here, so she's having to also dodge the laser blast.
Yeah.
So she's doing her little dance to try to get out of the way, find cover. And she finds it behind the space drum kit. She dives behind.
Okay, she dives behind that. Yeah. And I think that Ubbla thinks that maybe this is her victory. So she starts showboating even a little bit. She is turning towards the audience and singing. She has got two of her pincers behind her that are now playing the space drums.
Wow.
She is just it is a hell of a show for the few people who are able to actually pay attention
Yeah,
to it.
it's basically Nine Numb and Figure and Dan in studio, just like having a great time.
Those sparkles are running around.
Yeah.
So there's this. It's these are the kind of you're getting takes where there's there's a pigeon looking alien who's doing a double take that maybe this pigeon thinks it's maybe that drunk.
Oh boy.
You got it all going on.
Man.
And I think this is maybe a good place, as we always do, to pause our combat and decide who should win. Who do we want to win morally? Who has the upper hand skill-wise? What are we thinking?
My heart wants Oola to win because I felt she's had a tough life and then she earned her way to this point. You know, she fought
Right.
hard. She earned her keep. She had some goals and dreams and hit them. And to have this ingrate take it from her because she got eliminated from competition, my heart goes to Oola.
Yeah.
Even though she's on the defensive right now.
Yeah. How are you feeling, Jennifer?
I want Oola to win, but I do feel sorry for Ubbla. She's a little delusional, so I feel like maybe there's a way that Oola can make Ubbla think that she won.
Oh, yeah.
Or,
Yeah, I think there
leave
are
her
possibilities.
self-esteem somewhat intact. She needs it.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of possibilities, but I think we're all on the same page that just vicious combat-wise, Oola is going to be the victor, right?
Yes.
All right, so let's spin that tale. Oola is hiding behind the space drums, which are being played by showboating Ubbla Mollbro. And now some people are starting to get into it, and that's pissing Oola off, right?
My club, my show.
Right. So I think the final straw is that Oola is starting to stand up, getting behind the drums, and one of those pincer strikes misses the drum and hits Oola in the leku. The sensitive leku. And comes up on Databank Brawl a lot. This is like the breaking of the nerds' glasses. That is where the animal comes out. So Oola's not having it. She's going to end this now. Physically, what does she do, Ken?
The first thing she does, she grabs the space symbols,
Oh, nice.
rips two of them off, and flings them at Oola.
Ooh.
Boom, and they smack into her, and the sharp edges, they burst two more of the egg sacs.
Burst two more egg sacs.
Just as Landa was like, oh, what? Oh!
Way too much of that Alderaanian wine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So the symbols slice more of Ubbla's egg sacs open. Oh, these sentences. It's still Ubbla keeps coming, and Oola realizes, I have to take this to a level that I normally wouldn't do to physically end this performance. So, what is it that she does, Jennifer? Do you have I think Oola, as an entertainer, realizes that Ubbla is so obsessed with this as a show. She doesn't realize that she's in a fight. She thinks she's still doing a show.
Right.
So Oola realizes, I have to perform a big finish on her. So she gets it, that it's time to bow and this is done.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think at this point, Oola kind of sachets over to make this even more of a performance. And she takes Ubbla by the sweb chiffon thing and kind of like spins her around really fast, which Ubbla thinks is a wonderful dance move that she didn't know she had it in her. It kind of knocks her onto her back, and Oola then jumps on Ubbla's stomach because Ubbla is there on the ground and kind of does another little jig of some sort.
Oh, wow.
Leaps off of her, and Ubbla's loving it, even though she's in pain.
Yeah.
She feels this is a great show.
Yeah.
And the audience is getting into it.
Yeah.
It starts clapping. Yeah.
Figure and dance.
So then
cheering.
Ubbla's like, game.
Yeah.
She's like, come, bring more. And so the beating kind of continues in a way that is weird and wildly entertaining.
Yeah, I like that. I think it is this just awkward ballet of violence that is just horrific.
Like life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
much like life.
Yeah.
Horrific. And I think, in fact, Oola just to end it shouts out to Figrin Dan, like, give me a big crescendo. And Figrin Dan does a big drum roll on the table. And Oola launches herself into the air, does almost Jedi-like twirls. She lands on the egg sac shoulders of Ubbla and does a big drive of Ubla's head into the ground just as the drum beat ends. Crack! Just knocks her out. And Oola bows, and Ubbla is in the position of a bow,
Standing ovation.
but entirely unconscious. Because that's the way to go.
That's
Wow.
Lando's like retching, but he's clapping. Nine
the way many people listen to these
glass
episodes.
into the air as a leg. Yeah. Yeah. Big
Wow.
performance. Big performance.
What a show. Like a little bit
Yes.
of WW.
It's WWE and Dancing with the Stars and
Yeah.
American Idol all into one.
And Oola said, all right, well, that's our first up. Next to the stage, and she looks backstage, and there's a collection of hopeful aliens
Yes.
all just shaking their heads. Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
So the bar ends up just, the show is shut down. The next galactic sensation is not found that night. But out of default, Ubbla wins the money because she was the only contestant.
She wins the money.
Yeah.
And I think a couple years later, I think Oola's club's not doing well. And she's like, maybe I can bring Ubbla in.
Yeah.
And we could do some fight dance singing.
Oh my gosh.
We'll just choreograph it a little bit more,
Yeah.
script it out. It'll be
Yeah.
the night's entertainment. Figuring Dan comes on with the modal nodes, the newly formed modal nodes.
Yeah.
There's a new clue horn player.
The noodle nodes.
The
yeah.
noodle nodes, and it becomes a hit sensation.
Yeah.
Giving Ubbla the money she needs to pursue her true dreams and to find a hatchmate
Yeah.
on Canto Bight.
Yeah. It is beautiful operatic violence.
That's beautiful. I love it. But it's a happy ending after all.
Lando doesn't see the show. He refuses to go, though.
No, this becomes one of his incredibly well-known anecdotes. Like, I'm going to go have a drink with Lando, and I'm going to hear that Ubbla versus Oola story that he loves to tell. Ubbla, Oola, Ubbla, Oola.
Right.
Just the way it should be. And now, fans, you know, if you ever get to transport to another reality where Star Wars is actually real, so many beautiful places you could visit, Kashyyyk, Bespin, but you know that you want to go to Hosnian Prime and see The Dance of Death, starring Ubbla and Oola, and you will get your money's worth. that is our battle. So
It's awesome.
so weird and disgusting.
I'm just picturing Chancellor Vilchim on his rise to power, taking potential money donors to the big show.
Yeah.
Right,
Sitting
right.
there. This
Yeah.
is great. You're going to love
Oh,
it.
it's very, very
They put on a
good.
great
I
show,
don't think
dude.
the First Order is a problem. Let's watch the dance.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to think Brendel Hux went there.
Oh, yeah.
See a
yeah.
show and assure him that no, the First Order is just an activities club.
But it just goes to show you never know where you'll end up in the galaxy. Thank you guys for helping me tell that story in all of its glory and its shame. And thank you for the people who have reached out with some suggestions. Ubbla had been on the list, but I moved her up to the top because it's a great suggestion.
Yeah.
She's one of the true weirdos of Canto Bite, and we will get even more of those. So please do continue to send in characters that you would like to see fight with the hashtag Databank Brawl. Like I said, we got some solo fun coming up. Jennifer, where can people find you and your adventures?
You can find me on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram at Jennifer Landa, and my YouTube channel where I'm posting videos again, youtube.com/user/Jennifer Landa.
Excellent. And Ken?
You'll find me having whiskey after this because the images of the burst egg sacs. Plus, you can find me at Ken Napzok, including Twitch. And June 2nd, the live movie trivia schmodown, me, Joseph, Alex, in a big Star Wars trivia battle. That is it. Oof, I'm like Lando.
Yep. Yeah, so like Ken said, you can also find me at that big trivia battle where I really hope Mechno Arms comes up.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I find a new detail I like, I'm like, come on, ask me about that. Ask me that. You also can go to Tony Thaxton's page on Patreon. We always like to thank Tony Thaxton for writing the great theme music for Databank Brawl and many of our other shows. We, of course, here at ForceCenter have a Patreon. That's patreon.com/ForceCenter. You can check out our merch, including that Whiskey Jedi t-shirt at tpublic.com/user/ForceCenter. And you can find Databank Brawl episodes on YouTube that are put together by Jennifer. Jennifer, thank you for adding the visuals.
Oh, my pleasure. It's a lot of fun.
Are you going to animate some exploding egg sacs?
I don't know. We're going to need Brian Ward for that one.
Yeah, no.
I can't do that.
We
yeah.
can say, as our promise, there will be no visuals of egg sacs. That's that's actually a bonus, right?
Yes, exactly.
For once, we don't want this animated fully.
No.
Just implied. You can also find my podcast, Obsessed, and all live shows, comedy albums, all stuff like that on my website at josephscrimshaw.com. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. It's at Joseph Scrimshaw. You can like ForceCenter on Facebook and follow us on Twitter is at ForceCenterPod. And until next time, as Luke Skywalker once said, well, no one was really listening to him. I care. That's it for Databank Brawl.